I got a lot of things to go over with today. There is so much happening in this world. And every day is such a change that it's unbelievable. So folks, please, hit the like button. Why do I don't like begging you to hit that like button. Okay? Hit it. Okay? Subscribe and hype me, folks. Okay? All right? Good morning, Gigliotti, Stacy, thank you for coming. Where should we begin, folks? There's my buddy Agent Orange. Okay. Now, folks, some of you are going to like what I'm going to say, and some are not going to like what I say today. Okay? Now, before I get into Nancy Guthrie, I want to get some people here in the room. It takes a while for people to come through, and, you know, it's just it. And normally on Thursdays, a lot of people don't come for some reason. I don't understand, folks. Do you know that I'm making this month? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to make $121 from YouTube. It's the lowest amount since I've been monetized I ever made. I normally make between $400 and $500. Which helps me pay for my Medicare supplement. I don't know how they work. I don't understand it. I got more subscribers, more views, and I make less money. Anybody know what the hell the problem is? Okay? Folks, maybe if you're watching the news, you've seen that the agents, and they use the word agents. And when they use the word agents, I take it they're talking about the FBI, because they don't call the local sheriff's office agents. So it looks like the FBI is more involved and taking over. And I think that the reward Savannah Guthrie put up has helped immensely. My audience has ad blockers. That might be the reason. Why is it not logging views? Maybe. Why your audience has ad blockers? Okay, I never thought of that. You know, folks, I gotta laugh. All right, we've been telling people about, if you wanted to donate, you could hit the thanks button, or, you could go to my PayPal. You know how many people have told me, oh, we don't know how to work PayPal. So now we post a Cash App. Now PayPal works just like Cash App, Venmo, and all the others. So you don't have to be a rocket scientist. And then, I don't know why people do this. Are you trying to impress me? All right? You don't have to impress me, folks. I'm not trying to impress you. But people write, oh, we sent money to your Cash App. I sent $5. I sent $100. Folks, don't you think that I don't see the Cash App? Nobody sent nothing. Why do people lie? Okay? Well, happy birthday to your father, my name. Okay? You like the meatballs, huh, Stacy? Yeah, folks, I'll do some more cooking shows with you again, and I'll set it up so that my camera is better, all right? And that you can see it, all right? But folks, You know, they say it was law enforcement that told Savannah Guthrie not to put up the reward. She wanted to do it in the beginning, and she got the money. She could afford it. But they use the word law enforcement. So now I'm going to assume that it was the sheriff because they said it would create too many tips. Now, folks, you gotta admit, isn't that stupid coming from law enforcement? Now, I happen to know, okay, and there's been a lot of FBI agents I've listened to, they like it when a family has the reward money and put up a reward because then they get more qualified tips, okay? Folks, today's day 26, 26 days. You got the FBI going to all the gun shops, showing 40 pictures of people. Nobody's seen none of them. We don't know if this is one person or is it 3 people or 2. We don't know. All right? But folks, I know they can indict if they find somebody without a body. They're able to do that. But it makes it very difficult for a conviction. Yes, Mandy, I believe that she's with the Lord now and she's no longer with us, okay? And was this really something that somebody wanted money? I don't think so, okay? Because they're writing to TMZ. TMZ's not going to cut them a check, okay? I mean, let's face it. And they're asking for bitcoins. So this is somebody that's pretty intelligent, folks. And then you see those photos at that camera, and the guy was dressed and seemed very bulky, so we don't really know what size he really was, all right? Because he really went out of his way to be dressed in a way that he's not going to be recognized. So that could be somebody in the family. And a lot of fingers are pointing at Annie's husband, Tomasano, is it? Okay? We don't know. But the FBI are more active now. And yesterday, all right? Nancy's not going to be appearing miraculously. I doubt that. I would hope it happens, but I doubt that. Okay? Just don't make sense, folks. But the $1 million reward, all right, going to the FBI tip line, and that's the tip line that if anybody has any information, they should be going to the FBI and not the Sheriff Nano's office. Now, you know, Sheriff Nanos is not liked by his whole department. He's got a 92% terrible rating. 92. Okay? Just think about that, folks. People don't like them. Come on, folks. Hit that like button and please subscribe. Hit the like button. Let's keep doing it, folks. Hit that like button. Okay? And help me out that way. You don't have to give me money. Hit the like button. Show some respect. Okay? I don't know why people can't hit. They gotta be the laziest people in the world that can't hit the like button. And if you don't like me, give me a thumbs down. I don't care either way. Okay? Let's talk about missing people. You all heard of Amy Bradley. Amy Bradley's been missing for 25 years. 25 years. Her family didn't have $1 million to put up for a reward. And the FBI, they always come out with their famous $25,000 reward. That's how they began with the Nancy Guthrie, 25,000. Then they increased it, and then somebody anonymous increased it again, and then finally Savannah said the hell with it and came out and put $1 million. In addition, she's put up $500,000 to help other people who are missing. Okay? OTC 69. How you doing? All right? Leave what to Hollywood, Carl? Huh? I'm in Hollywood. Hollywood ain't doing a damn thing here. Okay, maybe they'll make a movie of it someday. All right? Thank you, Stacy. I love you too. All right? But you know who Amy Bradley is? You've seen her brother, Brad. Yesterday he was on Live Nation. He's been on Fox. He's been on CNN. He's been all over the news. Okay? Because he, his mother and father were on the ship the day that his sister went missing and never has been returned. But there's sightings, they think they see her, they don't know, okay? He's going to be on my show very soon, all right? Saturday or Sunday, but he and I talked, all right? I had to figure out the way that I had to do this is I got to do it on SteamYard, okay? So that I have him and me on the camera and SteamYard, and I send it to YouTube so that you all can see the interview and listen to Brad. You don't want to miss this show, folks, okay? And Lynn Bradley, by the way, there was a Netflix series on her. That if you haven't seen it, you should all go and watch it, okay? Keep hitting that like button, folks. I appreciate it. And please subscribe. All right? But let me tell you a little bit about Amy Lynn Bradley. She disappeared from the Royal Caribbean cruise ship, Rhapsody of the Seas, in the early morning of March 24th, 1998. While on a Caribbean cruise with her family, 23-year-old woman vanished from her stateroom, and despite numerous sightings and a $25,000 FBI reward, $25,000, she remains missing, with her family believing she's still alive and being held captive. The case is marked by few clues but persistent leads, including a photo of a woman resembling Amy had been circulated online years later. All right, somewhere between the international waters between Aruba and Curacao is where she gone missing. Folks, that could be human traffickers, okay? Human traffickers. They take somebody like her, they get her addicted to drugs, and then they just use her to make money. That's kind of sick people we have in this world. And folks, I gotta tell you, I don't know about you, it disgusts me, all right? I'm gonna get $8 million to President Newton. I don't know what you mean by that question, okay? Folks, I appreciate you're hitting that like button, so help me get up there. I always like to get a minimum of 100 likes, okay? So keep doing that for me. I appreciate it. Now, if you all recall, yesterday I had a question out there about the State of the Union speech. Folks, I gotta tell you, I watched it. I found it boring, okay? It's like Don, our president, he just wants to do a marathon and stay on as long as he possibly could. So that went down in history as the longest State of the Union. And next year he'll do one to be longer even. Okay? But I asked a question because there was something that I found very repulsive. And a lot of you answered and had the correct answer. What I found repulsive was when the Democrats did not stand up. Okay? Now, we know they hate Donald Trump. That's okay. Okay? But the right thing they should have done was stand up. You understand why our country is divided? You've seen it right there in front of your own eyes. That's why our country's divided. And that's why it's going to stay divided. We live in a world that if you're blue, the red don't want to talk to you. You're red, the blue don't want to talk to you. I talk to everybody. I don't care what your political affiliation is. It doesn't make anything, all right? Doesn't make any difference to me, okay? Yeah, a lot of people wrote me that Trump lied. Yeah, he lies. He thinks we're stupid. We're not stupid people. You're not stupid. You're all intelligent people. He's saying prices are down, the economy's great. Where the hell is he looking at, folks? Okay? You're right, Flo, both sides are. Okay? Folks, I'm happy that I'm 81 years old and I don't have that long left on this earth. Because this is crazy what's going on. It's deplorable. All right? Keeps saying the economy's good. He wants to brag about the stock market, folks, that went over 50,000. All right? Folks, I want you to leave me a comment. How many of you have money in the stock market? How many of you people have money in the stock market? I could tell you, I don't have any money in it. I don't care if it goes to a zillion, all right? It's not going to affect me. Who's the people that it helps out? It helps out those billionaires. Those billionaires. The ones who are on the Epstein file. Keep hitting that like, folks. Please, I appreciate it. Hit that like button and subscribe. Okay? And folks, I go to the grocery store just like you. I know what the prices are. Okay? I mean, it's ridiculous. Okay? And Trump can't stop that. Because Kroger's involved and all these companies, they got you paying it. They're not going to reduce the prices. So Trump can't dictate to the grocery store chain to lower the prices. So don't think that's going to change, folks. It's not, okay? Because he can't do a damn thing. Now he's got Vance in charge. Your insurance is doubling, tripling in some cases. Okay, now he's got Vance in charge of that there. Okay? All right? The Republicans, since Obamacare went into effect, okay, have been against it. All right? But yet, they had not been able to come up with a plan to replace it with. They talk, both sides, yak, 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 yak. And we listen because we're stupid. We're their paupers, folks. They don't care about us, okay? They don't care about us. You think so? All they want is your vote. After you vote, boom, they throw you out like a dirty bag, okay? Jeez. You go to the grocery store today, they're not full. All right? People can't afford the prices. You can't afford your average price of thing. $10 here, $10 there. Folks, you get 10 things. You don't even need a bag, and you spent $100 in the grocery store. Okay? I remember when you could spend $100 have a couple bags full of groceries. You can't do that today, can you? Come on, folks, you're doing great. All right, keep hitting that like button. All right, we need 26 more people. All right, keep doing that there, folks. All right? Look at it. We're better off now than sleepy Joe Biden. Folks, it's no different. You know, that's what gets me. It's no different. When Trump is out of office and if the Democrats take back, they take all these executive orders, everything he changed, and trust me, okay? Man escorted back to the Guthrie home. Just on the news. I wonder who that is. All right, we're going to have to watch out. And again, but he'll always be incognito mosquito. Folks, I don't care who the president is. I would like to get somebody that's honest as the leader of our country. I would like to vote for somebody who's going to do what they say they would do. Okay? That's what I want. I don't care what side they're on. It don't make a difference. Does it make a difference to you? Do you know all we are is pawns to everybody in Washington, D.C., from the president, all right, to the U.S. House of Representatives, the Congress, and the Senate? Do you know we're only pawns of those people, right down to our local politicians who just want your vote so they get in office? Folks, do you understand anything about money? Okay? Do you realize no matter what president it is, when they're giving all these billions of dollars to Ukraine, Israel, and these other countries, they're making millions and millions from it. You don't know that, do you? Well, I'm here to tell you that there. All right? I'm here to tell you. Okay? You ever hear of offshore accounts? You ever hear of them? They're in the Cayman Islands, they're in islands all over there. All right? Yeah, JFK was okay, yeah. Okay? But he was a crook just like all the others are. It doesn't make a difference. That's what I'm trying to explain to you people. Okay? How does somebody, all right, that's worth 25 or 50,000 today, and they get elected into office, and then they become multimillionaires? How does that happen, folks? Okay? How? Come on, you're intelligent. You people are intelligent. You know. Look at Nancy Pelosi. You're correct. Man, it's everybody else. Look at that girl, Omar, or whatever her name, in Minnesota. Okay? With the wise-ass remarks she said at the State of the Union. Okay? All right? Look at what her and her husband, how many, what are they worth? Over $50 million? $50 million goddamn dollars? And we can't go buy groceries. Holy shit. Boy, I get disgusted. Just irritates the hell out of me. They're all liars. Trump's a liar, and all of them are liars. Okay? And 400 plus credit score. And now she's worth 50 million. Okay? Here I am, 81 years old. I owe out over $100,000 on credit cards. Okay? 100 grand, folks. All right? That I've been living off all these years since I got out of prison. I got zero credit now. Okay? And I have to file bankruptcy. I'm going to be honest with you. Okay? You think I'm going to pay them? All right? Oh my God. But I'm honest. I come here, I tell you the truth, I tell you the facts. Come on, folks. Hit that like button. Get me over 100 here. Come on. Keep hitting that, folks. All right, we're at 93. Okay? How many of you have subscribed? Let me know who's new here and who's subscribed. Hey, we did it, folks. 105. All right, 108. All right, thank you so much. Okay? You know, a lot of you folks come here and you ask, who is this guy? Who's this old man? And you know, folks, if you want to know, go up to my profile. My profile there, you're all here so you know where my profile is. Okay? It'll bring you to my website. Review my website. It will tell you exactly who I am and some of the things I've done. And it'll tell you about my book, okay? You know, I wrote a book called The Accidental Gangster, From Insurance Salesman to Hollywood Fixer. And right about now, there's an important phone call taking place between my director and my producer. Okay? You're right, Carlo. I'm 81, folks. You know, I was kidding a lot of people before because people always ask me, how old are you? And I would say, I'm 111 years old. Oh, my God. Oh. No, I didn't retire on a pension, my friend. Okay? And I don't buy Bitcoin and I don't buy gold. Folks, I can't afford to buy things. Okay? Michael, if you want to know, go Google my name, Ori Spado. Find out all about me. In my book, okay? In my book, The Accidental Gangster. It's right here, folks. It's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and if you want an autographed copy, go to my website, okay? But it's available Amazon, Barnes & Noble. You can have the book tomorrow if you buy it on Amazon today, okay? There's not going to be a $2,000 terror refund, Terry. Okay? You know, somebody I heard, I watched somebody on YouTube. He had 100,000 views. Okay, and I can't remember his name, but he's there every day, and they're saying that Trump has made trillions of dollars since he's been president this time. I know it was billions, but trillion? Oh my God. But folks, in the back of my book is all my court documents, my indictment with the Colombo crime family, the crimes the U.S. attorney said I committed, okay? All there. It's all in my book, folks. And you all know who wrote the movie Goodfellas and Casino and Alto Nights and others? Nick Pileggi wrote those. Okay? Nick Pileggi wrote a blurb for the back of my book. For nearly 40 years, Orlando Ori Spado was a friend and associate of John Sonny Franchise, underboss of the Colombo organized crime family. His relationship with Sonny brought him to the attention of the FBI and eventually led to his being indicted, with Sonny on federal RICO charges and imprisoned. In the accidental Gangster, Ori provides the details of his time in the life and his long battle with the FBI, whose overwhelming resources made it a fight that was impossible to win. Nick Pileggi, author and screenwriter, Casino and Goodfellas. So folks, you see, I know people. Nick's been a friend of mine for many years. You know where I met Nick? I met Nick, it had to be 40 years ago, at Angelo's restaurant in New York with Sonny Franchise. That's how I met Nick Pileggi, and he and I have been friends ever since. Okay? Terry, you go right up to my profile, and my profile, Terry, go to my website, and it'll take you right to Amazon or Barnes & Noble, okay? Wherever you prefer, wherever you buy your fine books, all right? That $1 million reward is helping out, and I think there's going to be a breakthrough. But let's talk about this, folks. We don't know how many people are involved, but that $1 million, let's say, and I'm going to assume there were 3 people involved. The boss, and he hired 2 other people. But so far, none of them got any money. So the person who hired him is either very powerful or he has money. Because you think these other guys just going to do that for nothing? Now we hear, okay, that there were cameras in Nancy Guthrie's bedroom, and I'm hearing that, you know, they got video of her being beaten. All right? That's a good possibility. Okay? I don't know. They're not showing it. And one thing you can rest assured, the FBI is not going to come out and tell you what they know. They're not going to tell you anything until they have somebody in their custody. Okay? They're not like the Sheriff Nano that wants to be on TV all the time and get clicks and views. No, nothing like that. And keep subscribing, folks. I appreciate it. Hit that subscribe and like button. Hit that like and leave comments. Because you know me, I'm not like these other YouTubers. I answer your comments, okay? Yeah, I take the time to do that, folks. And trust me, it takes a lot of time because I don't only answer them here. I'm on Instagram. You should be following me there, Facebook, and TikTok, okay? I'll be your uncle, FB. Yeah. So, folks, let's take it down. Break it down. Now they're saying they had some prosecutors or district attorneys were at the scene yesterday. And you know what? They're paying a lot of attention to the garage for some reason. I don't know why. Any of you know, all right? Why they're paying attention? What happened in that garage? And why did they take Nancy Guthrie's car? Is that the car that they used to take her someplace and bury her? Because I think that's what happened. I think she became unalive at the house. And when they carried her out, she was bleeding, all right? And some drops went through whatever way they were carrying her, okay? She's not a demon woman, Feldjan. Okay, why do you call her a demon? Yes, Stacy, I believe she's unalive and no longer with us. Folks, keep subscribing. Please hit that like button. We're doing very good today. I appreciate this. All right? You know. And now, you know, they got Bill and Hillary Clinton. They're deposing him on the Epstein files. And I gotta say something. Bill Clinton's a smart guy. Don't forget that. You see that movie he made? A lot of you didn't notice the move. He's not in Washington in a deposition. He made them come to him, to his home, to do the deposition. You know why you do that, folks? Because that gives you power. You know, you could ask my son this because he was with me one day in New York, right? Right across from Macy's. There's an office building. I had to collect some money from a guy. And I brought my son with me. And I walked right in the guy's office. He's sitting at his desk. I go over. I shake his hand. And he gets up to shake my hand. And I take him and I pull him around. I said, sit over there. I had him sit in front of his desk. And I sat in his chair. You know why? Because now I was in power. Okay? And that's what Bill Clinton did. He's in power. He's in control of what's going to happen today. Okay? And we all know nobody's going to get indicted on these Epstein files. You know, there were a lot of rumors about cannibalism and what these older, wealthy men were doing to some of these young kids. And I thought it was all bullshit, to be honest with you. But yesterday I had a phone call conversation. a phone call. Yeah, I still talk on the telephone, okay? Not by texting and all that crap, all right? No, not by texting. And this person, very smart individual, explained it. He says, there's a lot of truth to that. He said, the reason is, these people are billionaires. He said, take a look at how they look. See their faces, all right? They don't look their age, they look a lot younger, okay? A lot of truth. He said, look, they achieved everything in life that they had. They got all the money in the world. Larry Ellison, Elon Musk, all these people. Hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars. Elon Musk is also almost a trillionaire. Almost a trillionaire. He'll be the first ever to become a trillionaire. Have any idea what that is? Folks, keep hitting that like and subscribe button. Come on, start smashing that like button, folks. And if you don't like it, give me the thumbs down. I take it off, folks, okay? But show some respect, all right, that you're here, okay? And hit that like button. Hit it, hit it, hit it, okay? So, where was I? Mandy, what was I saying? I forgot. Julian, what my stance on? Well, I'm going to be honest with you, Julian. I voted for Donald J. Trump. Okay? But I'm very disappointed in him. Okay? And, you know, he'll come out and tell you he's doing everything he said he did. All right? But he's not. He hasn't. Okay? But I don't want to talk about politics. Okay? I'll do that on a private basis with you, all right? But not here, folks. Politics is a terrible, terrible thing to discuss. I don't like to talk about politics, religion, none of that crap, okay? Hey, folks, you think we get 200 likes today? Okay, we're getting close. So keep smashing that like, folks, all right? Maybe YouTube will pay me an extra $1. Who knows? Okay? But going back to the billionaires, look, they've accomplished everything in their life. Now, and I'm sure you heard the story, these people now, they want to know what they got to do. They want to live forever. So they're doing a lot of things medically, okay, to try to live forever. And they don't care what it takes. And they don't care how much it costs because they have money. Money you and I could never imagine having, okay? I mean, Larry Ellison, look at, he bought Paramount Studios like it was a drop of change, okay? Now he wants to buy Warner Brothers, okay? Huh? I don't know what's going to happen there. Keep hitting that like button, folks, all right? I don't want to live. Nobody wants to live forever. I don't want to. You know, folks, I'm 81 years old, all right? I've done a lot of things in my life, and I try to stay happy. Thank you, No Name, for subscribing and liking. Thank you. See, we got a lot of people here, all right? And thank you, Stacy. I don't look 80. A lot of people take me for 60, 65 years old. You know, I walk, I try to move around, and I eat properly and all that stuff, okay? All right, thank you, Julianne, subscribing. Okay? Mm. Thank you, Mother Nature. Thank you, all you folks saying I don't look 80. All right? Oh, boy. Alexa, 62. I love you, buddy. Oh, my God. Stacy, I'd love to have that dinner with you. Let me know when you're in Los Angeles, and we could make those arrangements. Okay? All right. All right, folks. Can we get 30 more likes over here? What do you think? Can we do that today? All right. Grace, I'll give you get off the phone. Folks, I'm a communicator. I believe in talking to people verbally, not texting, okay? And, texting, really, it's a horrible thing because people are not talking. I see young kids. I'm on a date. I'm talking kids 20, 21 years old, all right? I see them sitting in a restaurant at a table, and they're both looking at their phones like it's the most important thing in their life. They're not looking at each other. They're not talking to each other. You know? Why? Why even go on the date? Okay? Why are they there and they can't talk to each other? And it's just not them. I see business people, everybody. All right, there's a middle school up on the next block from here. And in the morning from my kitchen window, I could see the kids walking, 4 or 5 kids, walking together to school. And everyone's on their phone and they're not talking to each other. Okay? Not talking to each other. Folks, when I was a kid, we walked to school, but we talked to each other, we played with each other, we knew who each other were. These kids don't know who they are. They don't care because the phone has become the most important thing in their life. All right? So, folks, come on. Let's hit that like button and subscribe. Keep doing it, folks. Please help me out. I hate to beg you, but I have to, okay? And hopefully it helps me with the YouTube algorithm. And oh, by the way, talk about missing people. All right, now I just read in my local newspaper this morning about a missing person that's been missing for a couple of years out of New Hampshire. A woman. They just caught her here in Los Angeles doing things, stealing people's credits. Yes, the missing gal, they found her here. She was arrested yesterday. All right? Thank you, Mr. Lambrogan. Appreciate it. Okay? Folks, we're at 182 likes. This is amazing. All right? Yes, I answer my comments, Mandy. Okay? And other YouTubers are there just for the money, for the clicks and views. They're just like our government. They don't care about you. They just care about the clicks and views and the money. Okay? You can't believe how many people write me and tell me who they wrote to. Different people. people that you all know and never get a response. Okay? Connor, once again, I'm 81 years old, my friend. Thank you, Christian. Moving to Canada, huh? People respect in today's world. People's just not doing that. You know? I'm going to read you a little something. I tell you to go to my website. Okay? I'm going to read you a little something that is in my website. But keep hitting that like button, okay? Keep hitting that like button and subscribe, like, and hype. Hype my show, please, folks. Help me any way you could. Thank you for loving that picture. All right? There's a difference between living in the streets and living by a code. I learned early that success, loyalty, and respect don't come from how loud you talk. They come from how you move when nobody's watching. I don't see that like button going up, folks. So come on, let's get it up there. This guide isn't about glorifying the past or romanticizing crime. It's about taking the real lesson from a life lived around power, discipline, and survival and turning them into wisdom you can use anywhere. Whether you're building a business, protecting your peace, or learning how to lead people, the rules don't change, but the players do. Okay? Folks, we're getting close. All right, come on. We need 6 more people. Hit that like button. I know you could do it, folks. All right? I met men who built empires and others who lost everything chasing validation. The difference between them was never luck. It was code, a personal code, a street code. Thank you, Jacob, for subscribing. What you're holding isn't theory. It's the same mindset that kept me sharp through decades of chaos, betrayal, and opportunity. I'm talking about myself here, folks. These lessons can help anyone who wants to walk with confidence, stay respected, and build a life that lasts. So reach slow, think deep, then carry these words in your daily moves. Because out here, whether it's in the boardroom or the back room, you only get one name. Protect it. Spado, author, The Accidental Gangster. Guineas. Yeah, I love it, yeah. I don't drink that much, though, I gotta be honest. If I drink 1 beer a year, that's an awful lot. It's funny, though, if I go to London and I visit my friends, I'll sit at that bar. I can stand in a pub with the best of them and I can drink. I can't figure it out, folks. It's the craziest thing in the world. But I don't drink here in the United States. I used to years ago, okay, when I went out, of course, okay. It's like I go to Italy. I spent a few weeks in Italy. I was able to speak English and I understood what they were saying, okay? But try to talk to me here in Italian, I don't know what you're saying and I can't speak it. Anybody got an answer to that there? I can't figure. All right, I went there with my friend, dear friend, Piero Santini. Now, I keep hitting that like button, folks. I love this here. Okay? All right. Hi, Donna, Connor. Boy, you should see me drinking over there in London. Hey, folks, Keep hitting that like button, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And you know, folks, they got that new thing there now where you could hype the show, and that supposedly helps out somehow. So, folks, there's a lot more here. All right, why I wrote the book. Respect. I want to read you this one before I go. Respect is rule number one. Respect is currency. Money can open doors, but respect keeps them open. On the street, in business, or anywhere in life, respect is the universal language. When people know you move with integrity, they talk about you when you're not around, and that's how opportunities find you. The loudest in the room usually has the least to say. Be the person who listens more than he talks. Watch before you act. Speak only when it adds value. Respect is the one investment that never loses value. You understand that, folks? You know, the world has changed since I was a kid. I read every day. I've been a reader all my life. Okay, I remember going to the library and I read more books than other kids. I used to get more stars than people, all right? Yes, Stacy, I date. Well, at least I tried dating, okay? It's tough to find somebody, all right, that I'm looking for. I gotta be honest with you, okay? But I lived a life like, like no other. Happy birthday, Amelia. How are you, Amelia? Happy birthday. Everybody wish Amelia a happy birthday. Oh my God. Jose, you were born in 1978. That makes you about what? Like 48 years old. Your best friend was born in 1912. Whoa, why? He's still alive? 1912? No, come on. All right? All right, folks, I tell you every day, and I'm going to tell you again, okay? One of the things that makes me happiest in life is when I make somebody else's day happier. And it's not that you have to give somebody money. It might be saying just good morning, good afternoon. If you could just call them by name. Huh? Like, Jose, how are you? Okay? How you doing, Mr. Lamrogan? All right? Stacy, you having a great day? Things like that, folks. You make other people happy by acknowledging them. And let's start doing more of that. Because, folks, let's forget about Washington, D.C. Let's forget about all those people, okay? That negative crap. Let's think about yourself. Make yourself happy by making other people happy. And, folks, I, Spado, the accidental gangster, I guarantee you it'll come back to you tenfold. Trust me on that there. You got it, Jose. A smile. People don't smile no more. They're on their phone. Folks, this phone's not that goddamn important. Know the people around you. Look at the trees. Look at the sky. Be happy. Folks, I love you all. I'm going to go take my walk now because I got to be healthy so I can come back to you with a lot more. Thank you, everybody. God bless you all. As usual, all my love and respect to all of you. Thank you. Keep hitting that like button, folks. Look, we're at 218. Oh, my God. Mandy, that's the best we've done in quite a while. Huh? Do 19. Come on. Let's go out. 220. Go ahead. All right? I love all you folks, and I thank you all so much for spending your time with me. I hope I was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. God bless you all. Have a great, blessed day. God bless you all. Take care.